Okay, it's March 30th, 2024, and this is my end of the month update. As you can see, I got two Yard Pro tractors sitting side by side. I'm going to get some work started on these very soon. They are both getting transaxle swaps. The first one right here is a hydrostatic. Its transaxle is going in my Husqvarna. Then this one is getting a 6-speed. This one over here has the 6-speed in it, so that's coming out and going into this one. This one here is actually going to go back to a hydrostatic, the hydrostatic drive unit I have in my Husqvarna. It was acting up, but seems to be working okay now, so I'm going to put it in this machine here. I'm going to keep all the 5-speed parts from this machine here. So if it fails down the road, it will go back to a 5-speed, but it's going hydro for right now. This machine right here is almost ready for scrap. The engine has been blown up. The rear hoops and casings are back off of it. They're on my Bolins again. I should probably put something underneath that rear end so it's not sitting directly on the ground. The plan is with this here is get everything loose that I want to take off of it, roll it out to the trailer, pull the rear end, pull the front spindles. The axle can stay in it. It's just a welded in front axle, not really worth saving unless that bolt comes loose. But I'm not going to spend much time on this. Just get it stripped down and get it gone. I need to take out the 5-speed shifter plate just in case I need it for that machine right there in the future. But with these here, they're not overly easy to get out. The steering box is in the way and a few other things. I might pull that steering box as well. It was good and tight when this machine was last driven, when it was driven home from Super Secret Stores location. So that might get saved as well. But it's really just sitting here waiting to be scrapped out and waiting to go to China. So with these two here, this project will be started sooner rather than later. As soon as I get a day of decent weather without rain, these will get started. This is going to be a very simple, pull this transaxle out, put it off to the side for my Husqvarna, pull this transaxle out with the shifter and everything, swap it over to this one, swap that shifter over to this one, and this machine here will actually be put back together as a grass cutter, I think. It's actually a little bit better than this Yard Pro right here in some ways. It's got the Kohler engine. This one here has the Vanguard engine. This one here I would rather hold on to as a yard tractor versus this one right here. I have one deck that will fit either one of these machines that is in decent condition. It's actually snowing out here a bit. So yeah, I'm going to put this one back together as a usable grass cutting machine. So that's the plan for this one at the moment. And then this one here, just hold on to it as a yard tractor. I'll pretty much have like 2 or 3 yard tractors by the time everything's done. One will have my Johnny bucket on it. The other one will be able to pull a trailer. And the other one will just be able to do whatever sort of thing. Okay, this here is one of my latest projects. It's an Ariens, but it's a US spec Ariens, hence the United States flag on it. I do have an engine sitting in it. I'm waiting on parts. It will actually crank over. But nothing's hooked up. I do got to change the oil in it, but I want to get it running first before I change the oil. The drive line's hooked up. I do have to take the impact and tighten down the pulley, get that all taken care of. I got the deck. The deck is in the shed. I got new blades for the deck. So as soon as the parts come in that I need for this machine here, this will be good to go. Yes, it used to be a 19.5. It's now a 14.5, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. It is a hydrostatic drive, but I think it'll be okay. Back in the day, back in the 90s, they put these 14 horsepower engines in Craftsman's with 42 and 44 inch decks with hydrostatics. they did perfectly fine. So I'm trying it out in here. Hopefully it works out. So this here is just a quick, simple project. Hopefully I didn't pay very much for it, and I should be able to sell it for a halfway decent price in the end. It looks decent, just minor scratches on it, nothing major. So this one here is coming along very soon. My upload schedule at the moment, I have videos going all the way into June of 2025 scheduled at the moment. So shorts are going to get uploaded immediately, but long project videos are not going to get uploaded until the end of the schedule. But at the end of the month, I'll do my end of the month update, which will show what I'm working on like right now. And I'll occasionally upload a long video at the end of the month if I feel like it, and if it's something I'm working on that I want to have it released sooner rather than later. It's just the way everything went. I got so much of a backlog of videos, it's unreal. I didn't realize how bad it truly had gotten until I looked at it the other day, and basically reallocated everything and pretty much uploading every day of the week except for Saturday and Sunday. And at the end of the month, if there's, say, 5 or 7 days to the end of the month, if the week has ended, I don't upload for those last few days of the month. So I'm pretty much uploading just about every day of the week. So anyways, that's where that's going at the moment. But this here, I did swap out the one rear casing, hoop and casing. It had a 20 on the back. It had a 20 and an 18 on the back. I swapped it out to two 18s on the back instead of an 18 and 20. I had another 20-inch, but this 18 I had was in much better shape, so I went with that instead of having one really good tire and one really bad tire. So this right here is my nice Husqvarna that most likely this has went down. Nope. No. Nice. Whenever I pulled it out of the super secret storage location, that back left hoop and casing was low, or casing, whatever you want to call it. If I mess up on saying hoop and casing, it's not really too big of a deal. This is something fun to say sometimes. But anyways, this drove home without any issues. The transaxle was starting to act up, but then all of a sudden it started working properly. So that's why I'm going to take this transaxle and stick it in the Yard Pro, and take the one that's in the One Yard Pro, put it back in here, since I know it's a 100% good transaxle. I'm hoping to get around $1,000-1,200 for this machine when it's fully done. So I definitely don't want to have an iffy transaxle in it. Starts, runs. I'm not going to start it up right now, but that's right there is one nice thing that this one has. That is a replacement engine that's currently in this machine. I had thoughts of pulling that engine and putting that engine in the Aaron's, but the Aaron's is kind of a cheaper machine, and this machine deserves to keep its brand new engine. The deck for this is just about ready to go to be put back on. I have to put the chute cover back on it. I got to put the new blades on it and hang it, and then obviously got to get the transaxle done. But as soon as I get the transaxle pulled out, I'll get this one here pulled out, and we'll do the transaxle swap. Not too big of a deal on that. Can't show that. Everyone should know what that is anyways. Racing mower. I plan on getting back to this very soon. It's just been sitting here. It's very sad underneath its cover. And I do plan on getting on this sooner rather than later. All four are actually still up on this. I should do a startup video on this. That would actually make kind of a fun video for the end of the month. Maybe at the end of April, I'll do a startup for this and see how it does. I don't know if there's any other videos scheduled to come out on this. So that's another issue I'm having. If I make a video on something, the proper video for it might come out afterwards, but who cares? At this point, I just want my videos up there. I don't want to bombard everybody. I just want them to come up gradually and have them released, sort of thing. So lastly, up here is my Roper tractor. This one here was parked right here. It was parked right here for over a year. or at least almost a year now at this point. This one here, I haven't really done anything to it. I have put power to it just to see if anything would happen, and nothing does happen. All 4 hoops and casings are actually good on this machine, so they might be swapped to the other Yard Pro, the one I plan on putting back together, since the back ones on it go flat. The front ones are good, but these backs are actually decent, so they are mismatched. One is a little bit different tread pattern than the other. I'm either going to swap them or I will tire slime those other ones. But the plan is with this one here to get it up and running, possibly a grass cutter, possibly not. I don't think the raise and lower is seized on this. Parts for these are not the easiest to come by. This also has a scissor lift deck, which weren't used as much. They're not as good as the standard lift decks. This one here also, the steering is pretty well seized on it, hence why I'm probably going to save that steering box out of that other Craftsman. But yeah, this one here I haven't really done much of anything to it, just seeing if it will crank. All these machines I got from the tractor haul ran when they were brought out to that property where I got them from, and a lot of them just sat out there for many years and went to hell, sort of thing. But this one here was no different. It was a running, driving, all put together machine ready to go, besides the side panels, and it was just left for dead for the most part. This here, that actually does work, so we'll see on this one here. I wouldn't mind putting this back together. Some of the tractor enthusiasts out there would love to see an old roper put back into service, which I don't think it would cost too much to put this back into service. It'd just take a lot of soaking with PB Blaster and other penetrating oils. Also, this one here is only a YT, so it only has a 4-speed in it. So it's not an LT, it's a YT is the lowest trim level for these. The LTs are a little bit better, have a little bit more features. Like an LT will have electric PTO, some of them had electric lift, but this one here is just a cheapy model. It doesn't even have a lifting seat. So anyways, that's pretty much where we're at on everything. Some stuff has been moved around, some stuff has changed. I've gotten rid of a bunch of tractors. I got rid of the Hoopty Murray, the Hoopty Cub Cadet. The big Murray is gone. I made decent money on that one since I bought and sold it twice, and I definitely made my money back on that. And the Hoopty Poulon XT is also gone. So I'm actually doing pretty good on selling. It's just now I'm into some of the more higher end machines at the moment, and working on getting them done and getting them ready to go. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything I've been working on, pretty much everything that I need to show and need to talk about. So next time you see some of this stuff here, which will be probably the end of April, hopefully the transaxles will be swapped on these. This one will hopefully be a little bit closer to being put back into service. That one there, we'll have it 6-speed. It's going to get pulley swapped as well. It's going to go mild, probably about 5.5 on the front. I'm not modifying the clutch. I'm not modifying any tensioners, nothing like that. You can usually get away with a 5.5 inch on these machines without doing any heavy modifications. This one here will be gone probably, stripped down for parts, and that's pretty much it at the moment. So I guess I'll talk to them later. Please keep redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.